All right, with your second pick in the draft, we are going to be looking at Buus Attack, who is one of the newbies to this league, and he will be picking at 1-2. Just the second pick in the draft. He's got a solid lineup, though. He came into a pretty good team here, where he's got Tom Brady as his quarterback 1, and Tony Romo as his QB2. It's a good pair. You got your high upside quarterback 1, who's a top 5 guy. He's getting up there, but he's not old, and then you also have his handcuff in Ryan Mallett at QB3. Tony Romo is just got his big extension. He's a good fantasy quarterback. I don't believe that he's a great NFL player. I think that we've seen all we need to see from him. Looking on down at, Brady's numbers last year, he actually pretty much single-handedly won me a title in one of my leagues, because I remember being down by about 35 points heading into 2 weeks straight. He had I want to say it was the 2 playoff weeks, the first 2 weeks. He went into it with, I went into halftime of those games down by 26 points, and I only had Brady left. And he brought me the victory. I want to say one of the games was against the 49ers, where he had 10 points going into the half, and then he blew up in the second half for 3 touchdowns and won that game for me. And really that's what carried me to the title, because after that, it was all Alfred Morris, just ripping people's faces off, getting him off the waiver wire. But, so I have a connection to Brady now that I never really had, because I'd never really owned him prior to that year. I'm pretty happy about it. So Buus Attack should be pretty happy about having him as his starting QB. Moving on down to running backs, he's got a bit of a enigmatic group here, where he's got Frank Gore and Rashard Mendenhall and Beanie Wells. He's got the 3 guys here that are just, all of them have their own question marks. Frank Gore has question marks for his age and his injury history. Mendenhall, well, there's just nothing. There's nothing to really say about him. I don't see a ton of upside to him, but at the same time, he has produced before, and he's going into a situation where he has a clear shot at the lead back. He's also got Beanie Wells. Wells has not. He got a call from the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they decided not to keep him. And you look around the league, and I know he's a free agent right now, but you just look around the league, and there's not a lot of starting running back holes. There's not a lot of teams that still need a good running back. One of them you would say is Arizona, but they kind of cut him, so I doubt the door is open for him to come back. So I don't know about Beanie Wells. I think he may be getting a call in season to come to a team that gets somebody hurt, say if the Texans lose Arian Foster or something like that, just for example. God, I hope that doesn't happen. But something like that. I think Wells may be waiting till week 3 or something like that to get a call. He also has the Indy connection, and he has Vic Ballard, Donald Brown, Delone Carter. I think Ballard is the guy to own there, but I like a rookie that they drafted this year, Kerwin Williams, and I tell you what, Buus Attack has the 3-2. That's who I'd be taking there in a heartbeat. I'd take Kerwin Williams to tie up that Indy backfield. Ballard had a good year last year, but I'm not a huge believer in his talent. But that being said, I liked him, and I drafted him in several leagues last year with my third-round picks because I liked his situation, and I thought his talent was adequate. I don't think he has the potential to be a stud, but he has the potential, if they continue to ride him, he can be a producer. So at running back, if Gore stays healthy and Ballard continues to be the lead guy, he'll be okay at running back. Not great, probably a B+. At wide receiver, we look on down where we have Percy Harvin. He's in Seattle, he's got a new home, and he's going to be very successful there. I really believe that his numbers should improve. I like it a lot. I like him in Seattle. I like him with Russell Wilson checking the ball down to him for big old bubble screens and big gains and things like that. Stevie Johnson and Steve Smith are his next 2 receivers. Both of them I'm down on for various reasons. I've never been a huge Stevie Johnson guy, and now that they've brought in Robert Woods, I actually think that's going to eat into his production a little bit, and he might actually not exceed 1,000 yards for the first. There's a lot going against him. There's the new coach. There's the likelihood of a new quarterback. I don't think Stevie gets 1,000 yards this year. Steve Smith, on the other hand, he's elder. He's an old guy. He's just not running as quick as he used to. He's not as elusive as he used to be, and he's on the downswing as well. He also has Andre Roberts and James Jones. Behind him, James Jones had a underrated year last year, but that's the thing. You just can't ever be sure with these Packer wide receivers other than Randall Cobb. That's how I feel about it anyway. Of course, I say that as a Randall Cobb owner. But I don't trust James Jones. I don't trust Andre Roberts. So wide receiver, there's a lot of question marks. He has Harvin, and then behind that, it's tough to trust any of those guys to be starters. At tight end, he's got Gonzalez and then Selleck, who I think takes a back seat now that they've drafted Zach Ertz. And Antonio Gates / Ladarius Green. One of them will be somewhat productive, but I don't know that they'll be starter-worthy. Gates is old and Green is young, so I don't really believe firmly in either one of them. Gonzo is also very, very old, but he's also very, very good. He's a Hall of Famer, and since he's coming back, I believe that he'll be very good this year. Now, on to his picks. Buus Attack has the 1-2, as we've mentioned. And truth be told, I would just sit tight and pray to God that Giovanni Bernard falls. Whoever the 1-1 is, I'd pray they don't take him. And if they don't, I'd head my butt up there and grab him because I love Giovanni Bernard in Cincinnati. I think he has a chance to be a very good rookie producer. Otherwise, I'd be between Ball, Bell, or Lacey. I mean, I don't like Buus Attack's wide receiver situation, but I really don't like his running back situation, and he's got to do something, to handle, because Gore's not getting any younger. Mendenhall runs like a 30-year-old, and that's all he has other than Ballard. And Ballard as your RB1 is not good news. So I think I'd have to take one of the backs at 1-2. I don't think he has the luxury of taking Tavon Austin or DeAndre Hopkins. So I would go Giovanni Bernard if he's there. If not, I would probably be between Bell and Lacey. And it's hard for me to say who I would take. Monty Ball is also worth considering. As I mentioned, or will be mentioning later, I should say, I would run to the podium if Stephon Taylor is there at 3-2 because he has Mendenhall, and I think Stephon Taylor has a chance to be, a guy that he can grab. Also at 3-2, I would be considering Stephon Taylor, and with my later third rounders, Kerwin Williams, or with the 3-2 Kerwin Williams if Stephon Taylor is gone. Those are the people I'd be considering if I were Buus Attack. Good luck with your picks. In terms of playoff contention, if your team stays healthy, I could see Buus Attack being a playoff team. I don't expect him to be. I think Boo will be looking at a pick in the 1-8 to 110 range, or not 1-8, I should say. He should be finishing, I think, picking somewhere in the 1-4 to 1-6 range. He's not one of the worst teams in this league, and with a little luck, he can make the playoffs. That being said, I don't see it as likely, even if this pick hits. I think he's still a couple players away, and he has to have a lot happen right for him to make it. But still, anything can happen, and good luck to Buus Attack. Hopefully you get a good pick there, and, I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. So good luck, Buus Attack. Thank you.